All right, ladies and gentlemen, just like WWE had a great pay-per-view this past weekend, Chikara delivered their 3-day event known as King of Trios. It was awesome. Last week, we gave you updates on Night 1 and Night 2, and here to finish off with that and this week's Indy Question is Kevin Hawk.
Thank you.
That
was cold. Yeah, King of Trios, Night 3, the big climax finish to the entire show. We had the culmination of the tournament of all these teams getting eliminated. We knew going into Night 3 we're going to see 3-Pecco versus the Devastation Corporation and the Flood.
3-Pecco.
The Flood taking on the Golden Trio.
We kind of saw, like we said last week, we kind of saw that coming. We were glad it was a semifinals rather than a finals match.
Yeah. We also are going to have the Rey de Voladores finals, an 8-man tag match, another singles match, and the King of Trios finals, and the 10-team tag team gauntlet.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we have the semifinals matches up first. The Devastation Corporation versus 3-Pecco. 3-Pecco came out wearing face paint.
3-Pecco.
To fire themselves up, make them battle ready for the Devastation Corporation. It didn't work. Devastation Corporation beat 3-Pecco and eliminated them from the tournament. Devastation Corporation going on to the finals. Then we had the Flood versus the Golden Trio.
This was
a very intense match.
Yes.
One of the things that involved was that Icarus freed the Snow Troll.
Yes.
Off the leash, and for his troubles, Snow Troll gave him a low blow.
Yeah. Snow Troll showing signs of Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Almost.
Nefarious means, but the Golden Trio would rise above and take out the Flood team and move on to the finals to face the Devastation Corporation at the end of the night.
Yes. And was it... No, it was the end...
Yeah.
End of the night. Okay.
Then we moved on. We had the... singles match where Oliver Grimsley faced the captain of Team UK.
Oh, yes.
And Oliver Grimsley would lose. Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews.
Oliver Grimsley would be taken out by a 450 splash. Short, solid match. Typical fashion of Chikara.
Yeah.
A lot of high flying. We had the Rey de Voladores finals. We had the Spirit Dragon Shinron taking on the former TNA X Division champion, the Great Sonata. Sonata would try and use the Red Mist on Shinron. He'd hit the mist and the kick combo that he used to win.
Yeah, he beat Amasis in the
first eliminator from the night before, and Shinron kicked out and was able to put away the Great Sonata.
Congratulations, Shinron. We picked the winner in Rey de Voladores.
Rey de Voladores winner, the Spirit Dragon Shinron. Congratulations. Huge feather in the cap for the young guy.
Yeah.
Then we had an 8-man tag match. We were told that the Submission Squad would be facing a mystery team.
Yes.
We were really pulling for the Spirit Squad.
Yeah, the return of Mitch, a 4-on-4, who is the squattiest.
I was hoping it was going to be the Spirit Squad plus Homicide. I thought that would have been hilarious.
I believe Thomas Wolfe actually said that too.
And it ended up being the Spirit Squad, or the Submission Squad, versus the Gentleman's Club.
Yes.
We haven't seen the Gentleman's Club in Chikara since King of Trios 2012, and it wasn't even the Gentleman's Club in full form. But we did. We got the Gentleman's Club in all its glory. Chuck Taylor, Swamp Monster, Drew Gulak, and Orange Cassidy. Really funny match. Very much like the 8-man tag at King of Trios 2012. It got a Match of the Year chant at the end. Big pose at the very end with all the competitors.
Including Bryce and
Gavin.
And Gavin Loudspeaker.
Everyone seemed to rave about how fun this match was.
Yeah.
It was, for being one of the matches that wasn't hyped up, it was one of the most talked about matches of the night.
Yeah, it must have been super fun.
Yeah. And then we had the 10-team tag team gauntlet. This match lasted almost 45 minutes, I heard.
Wow.
Yeah. We had Los Ice Creams and Old Fashioned start off. Los Ice Creams would eliminate Old Fashioned. We would get teams Energy, the Batiri, the Colony, which would be Fire Ant and Worker Ant. We had
Osirian Portal.
Osirian Portal was in.
Jaka and Oleg.
Jaka and Oleg were there. Proletariat Bor Moldova and ex-Pakistan. And I think the Dunn brothers from Team UK.
Yes.
It would come down to the Osirian Portal versus Jaka and Oleg.
The Osirian Portal.
Who's picked to win?
The Osirian Portal.
Crushed by Devastation, or Sidney Bakabal's Wrecking Crew.
God damn
Jaka, the Beast, and Oleg the Usurper would eliminate them because they were the final team to come into the thing. Osirian Portal had already been up 2 or 3 points and taken out. So your winners, Sidney Bakabella's Wrecking Crew, Jaka, and Oleg.
Sidney Bakabella, I'm going to take this time. I have a feud with you because all of your guys eliminated my guys.
Yeah. He won the 3-Pecco and his favorite team of the Osirian Portal.
And all your dudes eliminated my dudes. Ah.
Alright, so we had the finals. The big one. Devastation Corporation, the biggest team in Chikara history. Biggest trio they've ever had.
Some big dudes.
Versus the Golden Trio, though. The tag team champions and the champion of Chikara. Big deal match. Big fight feel. Icarus would be the first person to ever kick out from the death blow.
Oh, yeah.
That was a big deal.
That's usually the nail in the coffin in Devastation Corporation.
And then I'm not sure if they did it twice, but I heard they did it twice to Dasher Hatfield to put him out. But Dasher Hatfield ends up losing to the death blow. Devastation Corporation become your king of trios this year. Jaka and Oleg would come out to celebrate with Sidney Bakabella. Yeah, by the way, these are Devastation Corporation gauntlets.
From Max Smashmaster?
Yes.
No.
Blaster McMassive. Sent me these.
They look like Super Shredder.
But if you watch them from their debut at King of Trios 2012, you can see them. They wear these.
They're supposed to be straps, but there's not straps right now. So this is scary. These are freaking hard. This would hurt.
Yeah.
It's a good thing they didn't wear these in matches. You knock people out.
But yeah. So
now
in honor of our King of Trios champions, I brought over the Devastation Corporation gauntlets.
Still don't like you, Sydney.
And then the Flood would go out to celebrate on behalf of their winnings, Devastation Corporation being part of the Flood. Then Kid Cyclone would lead a charge of the Greenhorn Militia, backed up by the rest of the Chikara roster. Another big brawl, much as we've seen in the past.
Very reminiscent of You Only Live Twice and from National Pro Wrestling Day.
Yeah. And really we'd have the Flood destroy, basically, the Chikara roster.
Yeah.
Take advantage, especially with 3 of their toughest guys, being Dasher, Mr. Touchdown, and Icarus, already beaten in the King of Trios match. And Jimmy Jacobs basically saying, okay, one by one, we're going to kill off everybody in Chikara unless you hand me the Grand Championship. He says, did this to Icarus. And Icarus begrudgingly, but almost willingly, hands the belt over to Jimmy Jacobs. Kingston, being part of the Flood now, seemed sort of confused about the whole situation, expecting Icarus to put up more of a fight.
Yeah.
And Icarus, very down, says to Kingston, the championship isn't worth anything if there is no Chikara.
Yeah.
Kingston seemed to have a revelation in his mind when he hears this phrase and ends up attacking Jimmy Jacobs, turning on the Flood, coming back to the Chikarmi, and the Chikara roster uprises and kicks the Flood out, and we have Chikara standing in the ring in solidarity with Eddie Kingston and Icarus together.
Now, do we have an official whereabouts of who has the Chikara Grand Championship?
Not yet. Not that I know of.
So it could be back in the hands of Icarus, or it could be in the hands of Jimmy Jacobs.
It's true. So overall, great 3 nights.
Yeah.
A lot of action. I just bought the DVDs via Smart Mark Video.
So we'll be watching
yesterday.
We'll be watching it within the week, and we should upload a review on King of Trios.
Absolutely. Yeah. And moving on, my Indy Question of the week, submitted by my partner, who's not here.
Thomas Wolf.
This one. Says,
you got questions, we got answers. This is the Indy Question of the week.
Yes. You like gun dogs, we got peacocks. This is the Indy Question of the week. Thomas Wolf says, what is, or if you have one, your favorite fan interaction that you've ever had?
Okay.
Decent question.
A lot of different towns, a lot of different kinds of people.
Yeah. I'm gonna go straight with King of Trios related answers. Biggie Sanchez says the first time he attended King of Trios, the intensity of the fans and how supportive and awesome they were was really off the hook, and how he loves the fans from his home promotion, Interspecies Wrestling, or one of his home promotions. Evangelistico stated in the 2012 King of Trios, they were supposed to be the first ever Quattro entered into one of the matches.
Okay.
And their car broke down
that's right.
a few blocks away from the building. They couldn't make it. And they said that he had a lot of fun watching the Chikara fans drive past them and walk past them on their way to King of Trios, having fun interactions with the fans.
Yeah.
Then. Moving away from King of Trios, Drew Gulak talked about a match he had against Scotty Vortex, where the crowd was really hyped up for this, and they managed to mess a couple things up, but rather than the crowd coming and harping down on them, as so many would, the crowd's intensity and energy was able to kind of boost the morale and keep the match going.
That's always good. Like, you're used to like the ECW fans would always let you know when you messed up.
Yeah.
And a lot of WWE crowds will let you know when you mess up. But to have the crowd just say, okay, you know what? They messed up, but let's give them the energy so they can finish out this match strong. That's really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was a great little story.
Yeah, definitely.
And by the way, speaking of Drew Gulak, 2 weeks ago, I asked the question, who was your favorite traveling partner?
Oh, yes.
Drew Gulak apologized for missing last question and decided he was going to answer anyways. That he used to like really traveling with his brother, who wrestled in CZW under the name of Rory Mondo. Despite the fact that they didn't get to travel together a lot, he had a lot of fun having that brotherly bonding time.
That's cool. Thank you, Drew, for... You didn't need to apologize, but we appreciate you answering last week's.
Yes, Drew Gulak for a better wrestling rundown. Then we had my fellow Ginger, Darren Corbin, one of the faithful question answers here.
We always get an answer from Darren Corbin, which is awesome.
Said one day, when he was at a show, an 8-year-old kid showed up in a wrestling singlet and headgear from the amateur wrestling team of his little school. And because of that, he decided he's going to have a wrestling match with an 8-year-old, who then would probably beat him.
Congrats to you, kid.
Yeah, in front of his hometown crowd.
Very nice.
Yeah. Put the kid over. Awesome.
Good on you, Darren Corbin.
Yes. And lastly, Jervis Cottonbelly, the gentleman himself, said that he had a fan named Little Lila who drew him a picture and mailed it to him, or gave it to him at a show. One or the other, I don't remember. But upon receiving and looking at the drawing, he wept tears of joy. And he's kept it ever since.
That's because Jervis is a good guy.
Mm-hmm. But that's it for the Indy question.
All right.
If you want to put your questions that I could ask, if you put a question down here in the comment section, and I like it, or, you know what, if you just do it, I'll try and use it.
If you have an interesting question that you'd like any of these indie stars to answer, post down in the comments, and we'll be sure to say who asked the question.
Absolutely.
We'll announce you. We will tag you in the video. We will
give you a shout out.
Yeah, and we
might even comment if you have a YouTube video. We might go and comment on your video.
Yeah. See.
Why not? We'll ask you a question.
See how that works?
Let's be friends, guys.
Yeah.
Let's be friends.
Let's run down some wrestling together.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for indie news this week. Again, the playlist will be to your right. If you're not watching this in playlist form, check the...
Well, they're right this way.
Oh, yeah. Disregard what I said in the last video. Click the little playlist that's on Kevin Hawk's left, your right of the screen. And, yeah, you'll be able to find the videos all in order.
Like the Raw review, and then the indie news, and then the midweek wrap-up, which is next.
Midweek wrap-up is coming up next. We've also got the SmackDown rundown, and we've got Thomas's Top 5 coming up.
I have no idea if I'm pointing in the right places.
You're doing better than I did in the last video. So, go ahead and click those videos, like, favorite, subscribe.
Those are all down here.
We will see you at the midweek wrap-up.
Oh, yeah.